I remember the day the first letter arrived. It was a Tuesday, I think. The kind of gray afternoon where the world feels distant and quiet. I was sitting at my desk, staring at my phone, scrolling through messages that all felt the same. Emails with no soul. Texts with no warmth. Everything moved so fast, and yet nothing touched my heart. The envelope was different. Cream-colored paper. My name written in ink that had curves and personality. Not typed. Not printed. Written by a human hand. I opened it slowly, not wanting to tear the paper. Inside, a single sheet folded neatly. The handwriting was familiar, though I hadn't seen it in years. It was from Anna, my best friend from childhood. The one I grew up with. The one I somehow lost touch with when life got busy and complicated. She wrote about simple things. The rain outside her window. A bird that visited her balcony every morning. A recipe she tried to make, the way her grandmother used to. She didn't ask for anything. She didn't expect a reply. She just wanted to share a piece of her world with me. I read the letter 3 times. Each time, I noticed something new. The way she described the light in her kitchen at sunset. The little joke she added at the end. The way she signed it with just her first name, like we were still 13 and passing notes in class. I put the letter down and looked at my phone again. Dozens of unread messages. None of them made me feel the way this letter did. So I wrote back. I found a nice piece of paper. I sat at my kitchen table and let my hand move across the page. I wrote about my morning walks. About the old man who fed pigeons in the park. About the smell of bread from the bakery near my apartment. Things I never thought to share in a text message. It took me an hour to write 1 page. But that hour felt different. Slower. Fuller. Like I was giving a part of myself to someone who would actually receive it. I mailed the letter the next morning. Dropping it in the red box on the corner felt important. Like I was sending a small piece of my heart across the city. A week later, another letter came. And then another. Soon, it became our rhythm. Anna and I, writing to each other across the months. No urgency. No pressure. Just words on paper, traveling slowly between us. Through her letters, I learned things about her I never knew. That she was afraid of thunderstorms, but loved the smell after rain. That she had a scar on her knee from falling off a bicycle when she was 7. That she still had the friendship bracelet we made together in summer camp. And she learned things about me too. That I talked to my plants in the morning. That I saved ticket stubs from movies I loved. That I sometimes sat in cafes just to watch people and imagine their stories. The letters became a bridge. Not just between 2 cities, but between 2 hearts that had drifted apart. Each envelope was a small gift. Something to hold. Something to keep. Something that couldn't be deleted with the touch of a button. One day, I received a letter that was different. The envelope was thicker. Inside, there was a photograph. Anna and me, age 10, sitting on a swing set, laughing at something I couldn't remember. And beneath the photo, she had written 4 words. Come visit me soon. I booked a train ticket that same day. The journey took 3 hours. I watched the landscape change from city to countryside, from gray to green. And all the while, I thought about what it means to reconnect. To slow down. To choose each other again, not because it's easy, but because it matters. When I arrived at the station, she was there. Older now, wiser in her eyes. But still Anna. Still the girl who passed me notes in class, who knew my secrets, who made me laugh until my stomach hurt. We didn't say much at first. We walked to her apartment, and she made tea. We sat by the window, watching the same rain she had written about in her first letter. And it felt like no time had passed at all. That evening, she showed me her desk. A small wooden table by the window, covered in papers and pens and envelopes. Stamps from different countries. A bottle of ink. A collection of handwritten letters, tied with string. People think it's strange, she said. Writing letters in this age. Maybe, I said. But maybe that's why it matters. We sat together in the quiet, and I understood something. In a world that always wants us to go faster, choosing to slow down is an act of love. Choosing to write, by hand, word by word, is a way of saying, you're worth my time. You are worth this moment. The next morning, I bought a notebook and a pen. I started writing my own letters. To my mother, to an old teacher, to the friend who moved away and never came back. Not because I expected replies, but because I wanted to give them something real. Something that couldn't be lost in the noise. Months passed. Letters traveled back and forth. Some brought tears. Some brought laughter. All of them brought connection. And then one day, I received a letter from someone I didn't know. A woman named Margaret, who had found one of my letters by accident. It had fallen out of a book in a library, and she picked it up. She read it. And she decided to write back. "My dear," she wrote, "I don't know you. But your words reminded me of letters I used to receive from my husband before we were married. He passed away 10 years ago. Reading your letter felt like visiting an old friend. Thank you for writing, even if you never meant for me to read it." I cried when I read that letter. Not from sadness. From the strange and beautiful realization that words, once written, take on a life of their own. That they travel farther than we imagine. That they touch hearts we never knew existed. So I kept writing. To Anna. To Margaret. To anyone who wanted to receive something real in their mailbox. And now, when I see the postal worker walking down my street, I feel a small flutter in my chest. Maybe today there will be a letter. Maybe not. Either way, I have learned to wait. To be patient. To appreciate the slow unfolding of connection. Because in this fast, loud, rushing world, a handwritten letter is a quiet place to rest. A moment of stillness. A reminder that some things are worth taking the time to say. And that the words we write with our own hands can travel across miles and years and find exactly the heart that needs to read them.